do we have P. Diddy listed in a federal lawsuit, but also other major celebrities are tied to the case too.
During day one of Sean Combs' criminal trial, we heard some celebrity names come up. They were listed on a people and places list that was given to prospective jurors as names that might come up during the trial when it kicks off next week.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case,
if you're a celebrity in Hollywood right now, Diddy's trial is starting to look like doomsday. The federal case officially kicked off, and it's not just Sean Diddy Combs who's under fire. His entire inner circle might be going down with him. Every week, more names get revealed in new lawsuits, affidavits, and court documents, and what's coming could shake up the entertainment industry forever. Today, we're diving into the long list of A-listers being linked to Diddy. Some allegedly knew too much, others partied a little too close to the chaos, and a few, they're being accused of hiding darker secrets. From pop icons and rap legends to athletes and actors, this trial could become the biggest celebrity implosion in decades. Let's start with two of the industry's most powerful names, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different.
Jay's relationship with Diddy goes way back. They collaborated on songs in the late 90s, and as two moguls who built billion-dollar empires, they were often seen together in public. Beyonce, too, was spotted hanging with Diddy at major events, including his 50th birthday bash and NBA games. But when Cassie Ventura filed a bombshell lawsuit against Diddy in late 2023, accusing him of SA and trafficking, the public started asking questions. Who else might have known? Jay and Bey were photographed frequently with both Diddy and Cassie, so naturally, theories emerged. On TikTok, people started claiming that some celebs publicly thank Beyonce just to stay on her good side, like JoJo Siwa, who made a cryptic speech in October 2024 about keeping the dance community safe.
Celebrities thank Beyonce at award shows so Beyonce will spare their life. So this all goes back to before many of y'all were born, starting with this girl named Aaliyah. Now, Aaliyah was a pretty famous artist that was competing with Beyonce around the time Beyonce started to get famous. Now, sadly for Aaliyah, she passed pretty early on, before she actually got to hit like the peak of her career.
Then came a December 2024 lawsuit that named both Diddy and Jay-Z in the alleged assault of a 13-year-old girl at a 2000 MTV after-party. Jay's legal team slammed the lawsuit, calling it baseless and accusing the accuser's attorney of blackmail. The suit was eventually withdrawn, but Jay filed a defamation countersuit, saying the whole thing caused death threats against his family. Unfortunately, that wasn't the end. Another civil suit filed in April 2025 named Jay and Beyonce as party attendees during a 2015 incident where a man named Joseph Menzero claimed he was assaulted by Diddy. He alleged being drugged, paraded around in a fetish mask, and forced into humiliating situations at a Star Island party. Jay's team came with receipts. He was in New York City that day, doing press for Tidal. LeBron James was also named, but his camp said he was with the Cavs in Cleveland. Still, the details are disturbing. Joseph claimed that Diddy used secret tunnels to move guests between houses, and that Beyonce seemed confused and alarmed upon seeing him. Gloria and Emilio Estefan, the owners of the mansion where it happened, denied wrongdoing but said the house wasn't their primary residence. The entire setup sounds like a scene from a twisted movie, but it's all in legal documents now. Now, while Jay and Beyonce are actively distancing themselves, Kanye West is doing the exact opposite.
You know what I'm saying? I need you out there, you feel me?
Yeah. I hear you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Once close with Diddy, Kanye's relationship took a dive after Diddy publicly criticized him for the White Lives Matter controversy. But when Diddy got arrested, Ye came out as one of his most vocal defenders. So much so that he dropped a song in 2025 featuring vocals from Diddy's jailhouse phone call and included his daughter North on the track. Kim Kardashian tried to block it in court, but Kanye dropped the track anyway. Kanye has even downplayed allegations against Diddy in interviews, calling him his twin and saying he was ready to go down with him. His recent appearance in a KKK-style outfit during an interview only added fuel to the fire. He's even tried to justify Diddy's behavior, saying things like, "You have to truly be in love to express rage like that," after a video surfaced of Diddy assaulting Cassie Ventura. Kim, understandably, has gone radio silent, but behind the scenes, she's reportedly terrified. Because the truth is, Kanye and Kim's ties to Diddy run way deeper than most people realize, and those connections are getting harder to explain. Now, before Kanye was a household name, he looked up to Diddy as the blueprint. Diddy had it all: music, fashion, and television. He wasn't just a rapper, he was an empire. Kanye followed the same path, from beatmaker to global superstar. And once Ye hit that A-list tier, he wasn't just emulating Puff, he was collaborating with him. They worked together on Diddy's 2006 track Everything I Love, and in 2007, they were even photographed alongside Prince William and Prince Harry at a Diana tribute concert. That's how tight they were. But what if the biggest influence Diddy had on Kanye wasn't musical, but personal? In 2012, when Kanye famously declared his love for Kim Kardashian with the track Cold, he sampled a 1997 Diddy song, Looking at Me. That same year, Ye made a bold move and publicly praised Diddy during the BET Awards, saying, "He inspires my life choices, my wife choices."
He inspires so many of my choices, so many of my life choices, my wife choices.
That wasn't just a compliment, that was a confession. It's now being speculated that Diddy didn't just influence Kanye's music, he may have played a role in Ye choosing Kim as a partner. But here's where things get even messier. Diddy has long had ties to the Kardashian family. He's made multiple appearances on Kris Jenner's talk show, where he admitted to having a crush on her. Kris, in turn, helped Diddy launch his Revolt TV network. Diddy was also instrumental in introducing Khloe Kardashian to rapper French Montana, who, surprise, surprise, was signed to Bad Boy Records. Khloe herself has admitted that she went on tour with Diddy when she was just 16 years old, working in his studio and learning discipline.
Why would a 16-year-old Khloe Kardashian go on tour with P. Diddy?
I definitely was drinking at 16.
Yeah, well, we was on tour with Puff when she was 16.
I did not start drinking till later.
You were driving cars at 15.
But fans are now side-eyeing that story, especially in light of allegations that Diddy frequently involved minors in his freak-off parties. In a now viral KUWTK clip, Khloe jokes about leaving a naked Diddy party at 5:30 a.m. And Justin Bieber was there. The vibes? Not great. Oh, and speaking of Justin, Diddy has been closely tied to him for years. They've called each other family. But guess who else was always in those rooms? Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner's boyfriend, Corey Gamble, who used to be Bieber's tour manager and had personal ties to Diddy's late partner, Kim Porter. That triangle, Kardashians, Justin, and Diddy, has been giving people chills lately. So while Kim is publicly distancing herself from all things Diddy, unfollowing him, refusing to comment, Kanye is blowing up their history like a fireworks show. He's released free Puff merch, begged Donald Trump to pardon Diddy, and even tried to pressure Kendrick Lamar into shouting "Free Puff" at the Super Bowl. It's gotten so bad that Kim reportedly made an emergency custody move after Kanye announced he was bringing North to meet Andrew and Tristan Tate, both men currently facing sex trafficking allegations overseas. It's like Kanye is on a crash-out mission and Kim is in full damage control. And now, legal experts are watching closely to see whether Kanye's vocal support and Kim's family history with Diddy could make them collateral damage in court. Some believe that if Diddy flips and names names, the Kardashians won't be spared. Others worry that Kanye's wild online rants, where he's accused Kim of trafficking and Cassie of blackmail, could become evidence of witness intimidation. For now, Kim is staying quiet. But if Kanye keeps pulling her and North into the scandal, her silence may not last much longer. Because in Diddy's world, no one's safe, and Kanye West seems determined to prove that he's willing to take his whole family down with him. Meanwhile, as most celebrities are working overtime to stay out of the Diddy headlines, Jennifer Lopez is learning the hard way that you can't outrun the past, especially when it's written in tabloid ink.
And he said, listen, y'all can believe what y'all want about J-Lo. He contends that he actually saw the way her and Diddy get down.
From 1999 to 2001, J-Lo and Sean Diddy Combs were one of the most talked about couples in the world. The Bronx-born pop princess and the hip-hop mogul were the ultimate it couple, glamorous, powerful, and everywhere. But that dream pairing came crashing down in the most dramatic way possible, a nightclub shooting that would change both of their lives forever. It was December 27, 1999. J-Lo and Diddy were partying at Club New York in Manhattan when a fight broke out involving Diddy, his entourage, and a known Brooklyn gangster. Bottles shattered, punches flew, and then the gunshots rang out. 3 people were wounded in the chaos, and when the smoke cleared, police found a loaded weapon in Diddy's vehicle. Both Diddy and Jennifer Lopez were arrested on weapons charges. Now here's the twist. While J-Lo's charges were quickly dropped, Diddy was facing 4 serious felonies and the possibility of serious prison time. His then rising artist, Shine, was also arrested and ultimately convicted on 5 charges, including attempted murder. Shine ended up serving nearly 10 years behind bars, and years later, he said outright that Diddy threw him under the bus. According to Shine, Diddy's legal team painted him as the scapegoat while Diddy walked away clean. And J-Lo? She stayed silent.
It's like J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend, and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her opinion.
In the years following the shooting, Lopez carefully distanced herself from Diddy. When pressed in interviews, she blamed their split on his infidelity, saying he couldn't stay faithful and that their relationship was too much drama. She didn't elaborate further. Until 2024. That's when J-Lo dropped her long-awaited documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told. And while the project was mostly centered around her current marriage to Ben Affleck, there was one moment that sent shockwaves through the fandom. Jennifer broke down in tears while describing a past relationship where she felt manhandled and emotionally drained. She never named names. But given the timeline and the highly public nature of her relationship with Diddy, fans didn't need a roadmap. They connected the dots. And just when she thought she could close that chapter for good, 2025 said, "Not so fast." In April, J-Lo made a rare public appearance at an autograph signing event. Everything was going fine, until one fan asked about her past with Diddy. According to multiple reports, including The Blast and The Economic Times, the fan inquired about Diddy's current legal troubles, including his alleged sexual misconduct involving minors. J-Lo immediately froze. Witnesses say she tried to keep smiling, but within seconds, she stopped signing autographs, got up, and abruptly left the venue, leaving fans stunned and confused. Now, to be clear, J-Lo hasn't been named in any lawsuits, but the public isn't forgetting her history with Diddy, especially now that he's facing accusations of running a sex trafficking ring and hosting parties that allegedly involved underage victims. People want to know, what did J-Lo see? What did she know? And why has she stayed so quiet? But get this, a lot of fans believe that it's not just the shooting either. In Cassie's 2023 lawsuit, she claimed Diddy frequently forced her to carry illegal firearms in her purse. That raised a chilling question for fans. Could the same thing have happened to J-Lo during their time together? After all, she was in the car with Diddy the night police found a loaded weapon. She was arrested for a reason. Was she a willing participant? Or just another woman trying to survive in Diddy's chaotic world? That's pretty much a question everyone wants to get some answers for. And then there's the resurfaced clip from a 2015 appearance on The Wendy Williams Show. During the interview, Wendy suggested that J-Lo might one day get back with Diddy. Her mother, who was in the audience, cut that idea off fast, shaking her head and visibly cringing. It was an unspoken reaction that said more than words ever could.
Ooh, getting back with Puffy in a little way.
I remember you said
yes.
that. Yes.
Or, in my mind,
look at
So now, J-Lo is trying to distance herself as much as she can. In fact, since Diddy's downfall began, Jennifer has maintained total silence. No posts, no press, no public statements. But that silence is starting to speak volumes, Especially now that the paparazzi are circling, fans are digging up old receipts, and reporters are connecting the dots. The truth is, Jennifer didn't just date Diddy. She was there during some of the most dangerous, formative years of his career. She saw it up close. She was on the scene when the bullets flew. And while she may have escaped legal consequences back then, the public is asking a different kind of question now. Not, was she guilty? But, what is she protecting? Well, whether she wants to or not, J.Lo may soon be forced to answer that question. Because as Diddy's trial unfolds, every name, every story, and every connection is being brought to light. And for Jennifer, the spotlight is back on, brighter and hotter than ever before. Now here's a name that nobody expected to get dragged into the Diddy madness: Ashton Kutcher. Yes, that Ashton, the goofy heartthrob from that 70s show, the prank king of punked.
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis getting divorced. All right, guys, the rumor is that Ashton and Mila have separated in preparation for all of the dirt that's about to surface.
The guy with the charming smile who married Mila Kunis. But lately, Ashton's been acting different, quiet, cautious. And it might have something to do with his old party buddy, Sean Diddy Combs. Back in the early 2000s, Ashton Kutcher wasn't just a sitcom star. He was everywhere: MTV, red carpets, Hollywood house parties, and one name that kept showing up on his party invite list: Diddy. Ashton was a regular fixture at Diddy's wild and exclusive celebrity bashes. These weren't your average Hollywood get-togethers. These were full-blown events that became legend. We're talking about the iconic white parties in the Hamptons, where stars showed up in head-to-toe white outfits, paparazzi were kept at bay, and what happened behind those mansion doors stayed behind those doors. But now that those same parties are at the center of a federal trafficking investigation, Ashton's old social calendar is coming back to haunt him. Let's rewind. In 2009, Ashton co-hosted one of Diddy's infamous white parties, a celebration filled with A-listers, cameras, champagne, and, according to lawsuits filed today, some very questionable behavior behind the scenes. At the time, it was seen as harmless fun, two celebs uniting Hollywood and hip-hop for a glamorous summer bash. But now, the headlines look very different. Because while Ashton was smiling for the cameras, prosecutors say Diddy was running a dark operation behind the velvet ropes. And here's where things get really interesting.
I heard he had
We all heard that.
Yeah, you know
but then, come on, I want to hear what you heard.
I mean, I heard that he had this dude Ashton Kutcher bent over.
When Ashton was asked about those parties on Hot Ones back in 2019, long before any of these scandals broke, he clammed up fast. The host asked what went down at Diddy's parties, and Ashton literally paused, laughed nervously, and said, "Wow, yeah, I've got a lot I can't tell. Can't tell that one either." That reaction aged like milk. Because now that Diddy's facing federal charges, including trafficking, racketeering, and obstruction, people are going back to those interviews, watching Ashton's body language and analyzing his words. And they're asking, what exactly did Ashton see? What is he trying to avoid saying? According to recent reports, Ashton is now on edge as the Diddy case explodes in the headlines. Sources say he's gone into full-on retreat mode, turning down public appearances, dodging interviews, and staying completely silent about his once close connection to Diddy. And who can blame him? The last time Ashton spoke too soon, it backfired big time. You'll remember that in 2023, Ashton and Mila Kunis were heavily criticized for writing character letters in support of convicted rapist Danny Masterson. Public backlash was swift and brutal. Ashton had to step down from his own anti-trafficking foundation, and the couple issued a stiff, uncomfortable apology video that only made things worse.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read, and we're sorry.
So now, with another scandal involving sex crimes, and this time involving someone Ashton used to party with, you can bet he's not making that same mistake again. The truth is, Ashton Kutcher and Diddy weren't just Hollywood acquaintances. They were seen together often. Ashton invited Diddy to appear on MTV, and Diddy even made cameos in Punk'd. These weren't random encounters. These were friendships, collaborations, proximity. And in the world of federal investigations, proximity can get real messy. And let's be honest, Ashton's party days weren't exactly private. Photographers captured plenty of moments, and footage from those old events is already circulating online. Fans are digging. Reddit is theorizing. TikTok detectives are stitching clips and asking questions Ashton clearly doesn't want to answer. Could he just be guilty by association? Maybe. But if it turns out Ashton witnessed anything or worse, knew what was happening behind closed doors, his silence won't protect him forever. And that's what makes this so fascinating, because for now, Ashton is lying low. But as the Diddy trial ramps up and more celebrities are subpoenaed, Ashton's name could very well come up, especially if prosecutors decide to go after anyone who knew too much and stayed silent. And judging by Ashton's panicked expression on Hot Ones years ago, he might already know his name's been written down, but that's not even close to the end of it, because there's a long and growing list of celebrities being roped into lawsuits and wild rumors tied directly to Diddy's twisted empire. And one name that just won't stop coming up? Meek Mill.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
It all started when record producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones dropped one of the most explosive lawsuits of 2024, accusing Diddy of rampant abuse and misconduct. But what made Jaws really hit the floor was a sly little reference buried in the lawsuit. Lil Rod claimed that Diddy once bragged about sleeping with a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Now, if you know your hip-hop history, there's only one person who fits that bill: Meek Mill. Within hours, the internet blew up. Fans started digging through old photos, resurfaced party footage, and even memes showing just how close Meek and Diddy used to be. The rumors got so out of hand that people started accusing Meek of being more than just friends with Puff Daddy. And Meek? He was not having it. In fact, the backlash was so intense that Meek took to social media in April 2024 to shut it down fast. In a now-deleted tweet, he said, "Anybody try to sexually assault me, it would be a bang out on the spot. Y'all confusing my 12-year-old son. He's hearing people say his dad is gay. It's sick out here." And if you thought that was the end of it, think again. Meek got so fed up, he literally offered a $100,000 reward to anyone who could prove that he had any connection to Diddy's legal mess. "I want to hire an investigative team, $100,000 cash to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name in the Diddy case," he posted. He went even further, suggesting someone in the industry was pushing a false narrative to damage his reputation. But what really grabbed people's attention was a video clip posted in November 2024, just days after Diddy's arrest. Meek looked straight into the camera and said, "No Diddy gang, Meek Millie in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you heard?" The message couldn't be clearer. He wanted nothing to do with his former friend. And keep in mind, Meek and Diddy weren't just casual acquaintances. They were close. There's a whole catalog of photos showing them at exclusive parties, business events, and private gatherings. So for Meek to go from popping bottles with Diddy to publicly disowning him on camera, that's a massive shift. Even Diddy's son Justin Combs caught wind of the video and reportedly made his own subtle comments online, proving that yes, the bad blood is real. So here's the big question. Is Meek just trying to protect his image and his family from being dragged into the mud? Or did he know something deeper that he's desperately trying to bury now that the feds are involved? Either way, Meek Mill is doing everything in his power to distance himself from Diddy. But with fans still connecting the dots and lawsuits still rolling in, it's unclear whether his name will ever be fully out of the mess because of this scandal. Just being associated might be enough to bring the whole house of cards down. Rod also claimed Diddy was involved with a major male singer who headlined the Super Bowl and had a Vegas residency. Fans believe this points to Usher. Usher once lived with Diddy at age 15 and described some disturbing things he saw, including orgies and girls everywhere. Usher later became tight-lipped and even deleted his tweets in September 2024, fueling speculation. In March 2025, NFL star Odell Beckham Jr. and comedian Drusky were also dragged into the scandal. A woman named Ashley Parham filed a lawsuit saying she was drugged and assaulted at Diddy's instruction. She claimed Drusky attacked her while Odell watched. Both denied it, with Drusky saying he wasn't even in the industry at the time and Odell calling the claims stupid. Despite denials, photos and social media receipts show these celebs have been in Diddy's circle for years. Legal experts now believe Diddy may use his trial to flip on other famous figures in exchange for leniency. Reports even say the FBI has video evidence from Diddy's infamous freak-off parties, footage that could implicate high-profile guests. So, what happens if Diddy exposes them? If he's backed into a corner, he could burn every bridge in the industry to save himself. It's already one of the most dramatic celebrity trials in recent history, and it hasn't even started yet. From music legends and athletes to moguls and actors, no one's safe if the secrets Diddy's been keeping finally hit the courtroom floor. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments and make sure to stick around for more updates about this controversial Diddy trial.